So far, we have done a range of introductory basics to Carnatic music, and today we'll try to explore the next level of it. We have already done a Dhatu Swara, a miraculous Dhatu Swara. We already learned the technique of how to do a Dhatu Swara formats and all that. So today we'll also do a next level of basics, which are called a Mantra Sthai Swaras. And what is a Sthai, by the way? Let me give you a range of these Sthais first before we get into what those Sthais are. Sthai is nothing but a level. When we generally get into the singing patterns, or when you actually get into more even kritis and all that, you might need to touch the higher note, higher octaves, and also the lower octaves. So, in Carnatic music, the whole Swarasthanams or Swaras have been divided into three major octaves: Mandra Sthai, Madhyama Sthai, and Mela Sthai, or the higher octave. When we do, we can also call the Mela Sthai as a Hechu Sthai as well. A few people call it Hechu Sthai, and few say it's a Mela Sthai. What is that Mandra Sthai? What is that Madhya Sthai? Madhya Sthai is the first Sarlis from that we have to learn. Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa. That is our sthai. That's the base sthai or the middle sthai. What is a mandra sthai? If we are able to sing the same Sarli Swara Sarigama Padanasa down the same. First say this is my scale from sir to sir, alright? And then if you're able to sing the swaras which are next to this, lower to your first grade, that's sir, that's your mandra sthai. If you're able to sing the swaras from sir to sir, from mele sthai, sa re ga ma, it goes like that. So those things are your mele sthai swaras. So all the swaras have been divided into three major octaves: Mandra Sthai, Madhya Sthai, and Hechu Sthai swaras. Today we'll do a little experimentation or learn the swaras in the Mandra Sthai. I know it is not easy to reach the key sthai starting from sir to sir, but then the maximum octave we try to reach is the. If you are able to touch the and ni, that's the most achievable thing that we have done. So let's do our Mandra Sthai swaras today. Let's start with the first one. We'll do these three in the three colors as usual, as we generally do: first, second, and third colors. Let's go with the first. Just a recap of the first Salishwaram, and then we'll get into our Mandra Sthai swaras. Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa ni da pa ma ga re za. I'm just adding a little sangati to it. You don't have to worry about it. Just do the note as plain as you can. Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa ni da pa ma ga re za. I'm still down with a throat infection, so please bear with my voice. Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa ni da pa ma ga re za. Let me give you one more important note here before we get into these sthais. Just because you're not able to reach the higher octaves or the lower octaves, you cannot change the shruti. You have to fix on to one particular shruti. And what is a shruti? We should have done this earlier in the first sessions, but then I didn't want to give you the theoretical explanation of what shruti is in the first session of a Sarli Swara, because you'll never be able to understand. This is what is shruti. If you're able to reach the lower octave the and reach the higher octave till ma or pa at least, that is the range of your voice wherein you can actually sing. Fluctuate the voice. That is the shruti that you have to fix on. That could be 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 4, 4.5. Really doesn't matter. And it's not necessary that everybody should have a higher octave or higher shruti. Somebody would sing in 6.5. You might not be able to reach. Don't worry about it. The shruti, every individual has got a comfortable frame of a shruti, and you have to identify your own shruti. I am comfortable doing a concert in 5 because that will be a good range for me to go to the higher octave and also the lower octaves. At time, depending on the compositions, I might shift to 5.5, but I would never go with a 6 or 6.5 because my voice range has a limit, this thing. So everybody's voice has got a range. So you have to understand your range and then go ahead. And just because you have to do a mandrasthai, you kind of increase the shruti. Say you sing in 6 because that will be easy for you to reach the lower octaves, and then you sing in 4.5 because it will be easy to reach your higher octaves. It doesn't work. So fix on a shruti. For now, I'm doing it on G. That's 5, and let's fix on a shruti and then try to learn the mandrasthai and the melasthai swaras. Let's go. Sa ni da pa. Let me slow down even more. Sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. For a change, we generally start the composition. Could be anything. Let that be Sarliswaram, Jantiswaram, or Dhatiswara. We started with this re, but then when you're doing these mandrasthai swaras, we start with the aruna avarohana of the Sarliswara or the Mayamala raga. Sa ni da pa ma ga re sa sa sa. That's the first half of the composition. Ga re sa ni. That's the knee. Here, that's the lower knee. Sa re ga ma. Sa re ga ma. Pa da ni sa. This is our first mandrasthai swaram. Let me give a little more of an experimentation with the mandrasthais in the Mayamala Gola, and then we'll get into the learning of these things, because you'll understand the difference between the normal madhyasthai swaras and the mandrasthai swaras. Here I go with the little permutations and combinations, or little swara sancharam in Mayamala to make you understand the mandrasthai swaras. The basic Mayamala Murchana is the first Sarliswaram, right? Sa re ga ma, right? Sa ni za re ni za da ni za re. This re is a first re, is a normal middle re. And try to understand the difference when I'm actually kind of okay. Let me do this way. Whenever I'm doing the mandrasthai swaras, I'll use my finger to down like that, so that shows the swara is going down. Alright, maybe that will help you to understand the difference. Sa re ni za re ni za re ga ma ga re za. Your sa starts here. Sa re ga ma. Alright. Sa ni da pa ma pa da ni. Sa ni re za ni za ni re ni za ni da pa ma ga re sa. If you're able to do that, that is the range that we are talking about. This is your sa. Sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. Of course, you will be able to listen only your the air would be more when you do these mandrasthai swaras, but that's the range. That's how you need to practice. Sa re ni za re ga ma ga re za ni da pa ma da pa ma pa ma da ma ni da pa ma da ma da ni da ni da da ba ma ba da ni da da ni da da ni da ba ma ba ma da ba ma ba da ni da ba ma ba da ni za re. Now I've reached, when I'm doing re, I've reached the madhyasthai. Sa re ga ma ga re sa ni sa re ga ma ga re. Alright, this is the difference between your madhyasthai swaras and the mandrasthai swaras. The swaras are same. It starts from sa to sa, that's the swaras. But then your range of your things, when you start with sa, madhyamam, take G as your shruti. The sa is this. Try to listen to the shruti now. You'll understand the difference. Sa, that's 5. And sa starts there. That's the higher octave. So what we have to do is do the swaras from the first sa. Sa, if you're able to get that, that's where we have achieved a wonderful understanding of the swarasthanas of mandrasthai swaras. So let's do our first swaram once again with a more clarity. Now I hope you understand what I'm talking about and what these swaras are all about. So just try to understand what we are, how we are going through. The sancharam is very much important. If you're able to understand the sancharam, you've got the basic understanding of the 3 sthais of the swaras. Let's do the first one once again. Sa ni da pa ma ga re sa 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 ga re. I'll do the same finger thing. Ga re sa ni sa re ga ma sa re ga ma pa da ni sa. In our first swaram, we just reached the mandrasthai or mandra note of ni, or the lower octave of only ni. So let's do it once again. Let's do it with the talam. This as well goes in adi talam. Sa ni da pa ma ga re sa sa. 4 stops. Sa ga re sa ni sa re ga ma sa re ga ma pa da ni sa. This is our first one. Let me do it with a little akaram or a little sangati to give you the beauty of the mandrasthai swaras. Sa ni da pa ma ga re sa 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 ga re sa ni sa re ga ma sa re ga ma pa da ni sa. I'm repeating. Sa ni da pa ma ga re sa 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 ga re sa ni. If you add these sangatis, that's when the beauty comes. You can as well do a plain note only when you're initially learning it, but once you get the hold of these swaras, try to add the sangatis to it. That's where the beauty lies. Beauty of music lies in your sangatis, not just in the plain notes. Either of two. And at times the plain notes look very, very wonderful, but at times when you actually use these little sangatis to it, it'll give an amazing effect. Ga re za ni za re ga ma sa re ga ma pa da ni